Hello, you're welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be cutting an asymmetric flay. We'll be turning it with lining, and I'll also attach a 2 inches crinoline to it. So watch me as I do this, and please watch this video to the end. So to start with, this is the front part of the dress. I'll be marking the midpoint. I'll fold it this way. So here is the center front, here is the middle. The asymmetric depends on how you want it, depends on the design you want. So I'll be marking about, let me see, I'll be marking about 5 inches, then depends on how you want it. You can curve it this way. You can curve it this way and cut out any design you want. And wherever you want it to stop. Like I said, this depends on the design you want. You can make yours from the side. You can start from the side to draft. So here is my center front. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure the roundness of this part here of the gown length. I have 40 inches. So I'm going to be working with 40 inches. My fabric is folded into four parts. I'll start taking my measurement from the tip here. Remember, we have 40 inches. So that 40 inches, we'll be dividing it by 4 plus ½ inch. I'm adding ½ inch because we'll be opening just one part of this circle. So 40 inches divided by 4, I have 10 inches plus ½ an inch, that is 10.5. So I'll be working with 10.5. So first of all, I'll take my tape rule. Just look for where 10.5 inches falls. I have 10.5 inches here. So my 10.5 inches falls here. From the tip here, I'll measure to see where this is. So I have 7 inches here. I have 7 inches. So I'll be taking 7 inches round. So after taking your 7 inches, remeasure to see if you still have your 10.5 inches. I have 11 inches, so I'm going to reduce. I'll reduce it by ½ inch. I'll be making use of 6.5 here. And the second mark I made is exactly 10.5 inches. The length of the flay depends on how long or short you want your flay. So from here, I'll be working with the fabric I have. So I'll be marking 13 inches. I'll go around and mark 13 inches. Remember, my sewing allowance is already added. So I'll use the fabric to cut out my lining. So to cut out the lining, I folded my lining just the way I folded my fabric. I folded it into 4. Then I'll place my lining on top like this. I'm going to reduce the lining by 1.5 inch so that when you finish turning it, it will not show outside the fabric. After cutting it out, we'll cut just one part of the circle. So the next thing now is to attach our crinoline. So what I'm going to do is, this part of the fabric is the right side. This is the right side of the fabric. Then I'll place my lining on top like this. I'm going to pin all through. So after pinning everything together, I'm going to place my crinoline on the part that has the lining, and I'm using 2 inches crinoline. So I'll place the crinoline on the part that has the lining. Before you start sewing the crinoline, make sure you secure this part so that it will not loosen up. Secure it, okay? Then I'll place like this and sew with 1/2 inch. So this is after sewing my crinoline to my lining and my main fabric. So after sewing it on top like this, I'm going to top stitch. I'm going to top stitch it to the side that has the lining like this. So I'll top stitch it here. So after sewing, I'll just turn it up and iron. I'm going to iron. Then I'll start sewing from the center back. From here, I'll open it up a little and start sewing from here. So I'll just maintain my 1/2 inch. This is the center back where we have the zipper line here. So I'll just sew with 1/2 inch. So this is what I have after sewing. See how standing it looks.